Everyone thinks a dual dash cam is a no-brainer upgrade, but here is the thing: the Rexing V3 is not the automatic winner at 169.99 you might expect, because the stuff that matters most in real-world incidents does not line up with the marketing hype. Stop scrolling. If you want front and cabin coverage for rideshare or family duty, this looks perfect at first glance. Contrarian snapback. After 2 weeks testing it in city traffic, highway runs, late-night pickups, a heat wave, and a freezing morning, I found some very specific strengths and a couple of deal breakers depending on your needs. And that 3.9-star Amazon rating, it makes sense now. Before we dive into what I discovered, if you are already leaning toward the V3 and want the best price, I linked it below. But stick around, because a few findings might change how you set it up or whether you should grab a different bundle. Here is the setup. I needed a front-end interior camera for 2 scenarios. Rideshare nights where the cabin view matters, and daily commuting where I need clear plates if someone cuts me off. My last cam had a battery that swelled in summer and died in winter. I was done with that. The V3 promises dual 1080p at 30 fps, 170-degree lenses, infrared interior night vision, Wi-Fi for quick clips, a supercapacitor for heat resistance, and parking monitor if you hardwire it. On paper, it checks every box for 169.99, but I was skeptical. I have been burned by clunky apps and mushy night footage before. I wanted the V3 to be my set it and forget it, but I also had a backup plan. Compare it against a Viofo A129 Duo IR and a Vantru N2 Pro that I had on hand so I could sanity check the footage and features. Daytime testing first. In bright midday sun, the V3's front 1080p looks clean and wide. Street signs are readable at reasonable distances, and the 170-degree field of view captures the adjacent lanes and sidewalks. The cabin camera at 1080p shows everyone clearly, but then the trade-off shows up. With such a wide lens, cars straight ahead look a touch smaller. You can read plates when you are within a few car lengths, but further out it is more situational than a narrower FOV setup. Nighttime, city lights rain on the windshield. The cabin infrared kicks in, and honestly, this is where the V3 shines. Faces are visible, seat positions are clear, and the IR does not blow out reflections too badly. But then the front cam in low light is the reality check. It uses wide dynamic range and does an okay job with glare, but grabbing plates oncoming or crossing at speed at night is hit or miss. You will capture the incident and vehicle type, but if your main goal is crystal plate capture from distance in the dark, this is not a miracle worker at 1080p 30 fps, heat and cold. I left the car parked in a lot where cabin temps hit around 130 F on a 96 F day. Supercapacitor for the win. The V3 powered on without drama, no battery bloat, no crash loops. Then a 28 F morning test, no sluggish start, just boot and record. But then the mount and cable management become the thing you notice. The adhesive mount is solid, but if you are constantly adjusting the angle for rideshare, plan your placement carefully the first time. The app, Wi-Fi Connect with the Rexing Connect app, is convenient for pulling clips without removing the microSD. It worked most of the time. Transfer speed for a 1-minute clip was fine, and live view helped me aim the interior cam. But then on 3 occasions it refused to connect until I rebooted the camera. Not a deal breaker for everyone, but if you live on the app daily, expect a few retries. Parking monitor. With the smart hardwire kit, you get 2 modes. G-sensor wake on impact or 24/7 time-lapse. I used time-lapse overnight in a dim garage. It stitched a usable record of the night, and when a cart nudged my bumper, the G-sensor saved a full raise clip. But then remember, time-lapse is lower frame rate and primarily for context. If you need full detail parking guard, ride that G-sensor wake and adjust sensitivity to avoid false locks. Storage and safety. It supports up to 256 GB UHSI Class 10 microSD. Loop recording worked correctly and the G-sensor locked the correct clips. I recommend a 128 GB card minimum if you are running dual channels daily. GPS. Here is what trips people up. Some listings bundle GPS, others require the optional module. My unit logged speed and location. Check your box or pick up the GPS add-on if yours does not. GPS overlays were accurate within a few meters and helpful when disputing an ETA or speed claim. Audio. The cabin mic is punchy, capturing voices clearly even with the AC running. But then at highway speed with windows cracked, wind noise takes over. For rideshare, you will still catch the conversation. Here is the surprise. The V3's interior IR performance is the strongest part of the package, and the supercapacitor makes it more reliable in heat than battery-based competitors. I logged roughly 40 hours of driving and 6 overnight parking sessions. Compared to the Vantru N2 Pro, the V3 handles heat better and its IR is at least as usable. Compared to the Viofo A129 Duo IR, the Viofo's front plate clarity at night edges ahead, and its app stability felt slightly better, but you will usually pay more. The 3.9-star average, fair. The Wi-Fi hiccups and the limitations of 1080p plate capture in the dark keep it from top-tier status, while its reliability, IR cabin footage, and price keep it compelling for rideshare and family safety. Now that you know the V3's sweet spot is interior coverage and heat-safe reliability, you will want to grab it before the price swings or the GPS bundle goes out of stock. I have the best current price and compatible hardwire kit linked below so you set it up right. Bottom line, if you are a rideshare driver, taxi, or you regularly carry passengers at night, the Rexing V3 is a strong buy at $169.99. If your priority is front plate capture at night at distance or you want 2K or 4K, look at pricier alternatives like Viofo's higher res options. If you need a rear camera, this is not that. It is front plus cabin only. For commuters who want dependable dual coverage, clean audio, and a supercapacitor that laughs at summer heat, the V3 hits the mark. The truth? It is not perfect, but it is perfectly clear about who it is for.